Morning, everyone. So back in the home office, and went through the articles this morning on the business world, and so far the trade war stuff is holding together. I haven't yet seen a kind of public statement yet from UAW and GM. I was hoping to see something over the weekend. Still a little bit of time left, but let's see what happens. But for today, uh, I want to focus a little bit on the Bay Area real estate market, the job market, the economy of the Bay Area, because I've lived here all my life, and I get asked a lot of times about it. And I think this will help, even if you don't live in the Bay Area. I think this discussion will help you understand how I tie all of these things together as I look. Because if you've been watching my channel and my daily updates on all things finance, all things investing, you may feel like I'm kind of up and down and all of that. But again, it's I'm kind of trying to ride the waves, see the trend coming, and you can go back and look at Bay Area forecast or predictions. I think I did one in May and maybe another one in February. And you know, as of this recording, I frankly nailed it. And we're going to go through it. We're going to ask some big questions. Is it time to buy? Do I see more pain ahead? That kind of stuff. I usually do these daily updates just talking, but given that I wanted to source some material just in case you wanted to check it out and see what I'm looking at, I put it in a PowerPoint so that you can take a look at it. So in the end, let's go ahead and share that. Make this a little bit bigger. So in the end, the real question that I'm trying to answer this morning here, kind of middle of October, is what are my thoughts on the Bay Area home prices? And really answering the question, is it time to buy? Or maybe we have some pain ahead. I say here, years of pain ahead. So let's take a look at it. I've shared this a couple of times, but I really think this is the crux of this channel. I think financial freedom is hard. I think it's a long journey. However, a better financial future is easy. And I know a lot of people look at the financial freedom. It's what gets them excited. It's what starts their journey. But they get off the trail 1, 2, 3 years in because they're just not seeing it. I'm here to tell you, you need to change your focus. We need to talk about a better financial future. And if you just get 1 or 2 rentals conservatively financed, and let somebody else pay for it, you're going to be okay. And that'd be a good feeling, right? If more and more of you just had a better financial future, when you're 60 or 65, you can go, hey, I'm glad that guy, helped me buy 1 or 2, or inspired me to buy 1 or 2. So that's what we're trying to do. So, okay. So Bay Area housing. So the source for this article was a gentleman named Tyler, I'm going to say Durden. He published this actually on October 1st. I have sent this around earlier in the month, and I've done a video on it, but I never kind of put it out there. And then there's the link in the bottom right, zerohedge.com. And again, just sit and look at this. This is 23, I guess it's counties or cities, maybe cities, where price drops are. And you can see that Santa Clara County is just getting hammered. Right. And this is alphabetical order in case you're wondering how this is sorted. I guess it's just easier to find your city. But I mean, look at that. Look, just call out the double digits, right? We start off with Cupertino, 11.5%. Ouch. Los Altos, 11.6. Ouch. Milpitas, 10.7. Ouch. Palo Alto, 12.3. Santa Clara, 13.2. Saratoga, 11.9. And frankly, the city that I grew up in, good old Sunnyvale, leading the pack at 14.5. I mean, let that set in for a while, right? So if you bought a house, in the last couple of years, you're probably underwater. And oh, by the way, if you needed to get out, slap on another 6%, right? Selling costs. This is what I was looking at and I saw coming, because you can't get past the affordability. This is what saved us in 2008 or 9. I don't remember the year, but clearly it saved us. If you haven't yet, read the book. I document how affordability index saved us last time, got us out of the way. But if you don't listen and you don't see it, you're going to buy. Now, let's be clear. In a decade or 2 decades, could this all turn around and everybody be okay? Yeah, sure. And if you want to live there for 10 or 20 years, yearly ups and downs just don't matter, right? You're not making an investment decision when you buy a home, right? You buy your primary residence. And I never, at least to date, I've never given an opinion on buying an owner-occupied home, because there's so many other decisions other than money. This is all about investments. And as I kept trying to tell people, if you're trying to flip homes in the Bay Area in the last year, you're gambling. This is crazy time to do it. It's unaffordable. Buyers are going to go away. They're going to disappear. Their prices, you're going to get so picky. It's not the time to flip. And I'm afraid that some people didn't listen. And now they're going to suffer the consequences. So again, just wanted to leave this up for a while so you can take a look at it. But now let's answer the big question, because some of these price drops are substantial, right? And, maybe it's time to buy, but let's answer that question. So first off, this heading probably tells you what I think. I don't think the decline is over. And again, one could look at these drops and go, how can they go lower? Well, all right, let's answer that question. What really kind of makes up, what makes up home prices when you kind of peel it back? Well, it's jobs and income. The Bay Area, there's been peaks and valleys, but on average has seen increased jobs and increased income for decades. And that's why a house in Palo Alto that used to be 20 or 30 grand in the 60s is now $3, $4, $5 million. It's because jobs and income. All right, that makes sense. But we got to step back and ask ourselves, is California business friendly? And if you don't know, shame on you, but it's not. And one would argue it's really, really, really not business friendly. And under the current administration, it has only got less business friendly. So that's not good. But here's where the real rub comes is, starter jobs, entry-level jobs, kind of infrastructure jobs, restaurants and dry cleaners and all these other things. Those jobs increasingly can't afford to live here. And this is where we are starting to see cracks, huge, huge cracks in the economy of the Bay Area. Frankly saying, the middle class is struggling as we hollow it out. We are increasingly having the really, really, really rich, and then nobody, and then the poor. Nowhere is this more evident, at least to me, is when I walk around San Francisco. When you walk around San Francisco, you see lots of glitz and glamour and all these new towers, because it's not economical to rent or be a landlord. So they kick everybody out and then they condo everything. And of course, if you're going to condo something, you've got to make it look really, really nice and sell it to all those tech workers. But again, we are hollowing out our economy, and we are eventually going to pay the price for this. And I think that due date is right around the corner. Don't believe me? Well, I saw some scary statistics, and these stats are exactly why I recorded this video. I read this article. I read 10 or 12 articles this morning, and I stopped. I threw all my notes away from the first 11, and this is what I wanted to talk about today. Job openings in the Bay Area are net 0 year over year. And just if you want to know about other markets, just to compare, I wrote them down. Highest job growth year over year, Boston, 152,000 job openings. This is job openings, 8.4% increase. Philadelphia, 122,000 increase, 5.5%. Atlanta, 122,000 rise in job openings, 5.5%. Washington, D.C., 192,000 job opening increase, or 5.2%. And let's just round it out by going to number 5 on the West Coast, Seattle, 112,000 or 4.8%. So think about that. A lot of those are really big cities, not necessarily cheap, and they're seeing job openings. Business friendly. They're doing the right things as far as the economy and not trying to crush the middle class. But here's the one that really got me, and this following stat is the one that leads me to believe that the pain in Bay Area housing is not over. Again, the pain in the Bay Area housing is not over because of this next stat. Job listings, job openings for tech, i.e. those really expensive jobs, are down 14.2%. Think about that. Job openings in the Bay Area for tech workers, the ones that can afford all the glitz and glamour and expensive homes, are down 14.2%. Article from CNBC, Jennifer Liu. I didn't really see a name. There must have been a title, but I didn't write it down. I saw it this morning, so it was posted today. So let's talk about this, right? Job openings for tech workers are down. Tech workers are the ones with the money. We've already seen kind of the unicorns like WeWork and Slack and all these other folks get hammered on IPOs. Things are getting delayed. And now we see that job openings are down. And we see job openings are up in many, many, many cities outside California. So this is a trend, and it started. And, more and more jobs are going to go out. Tech worker jobs, right? These high-paying jobs are going to go out. We're going to see a lot less wage growth and stock money from tech companies. So who can afford these crazy prices? I think it's really that simple, right? So I think demand for these ridiculously priced Bay Area homes are going to go down, and likely going to go down for years to come. So in the end, I always appreciate feedback, comments. People tell me I'm wrong. It happens all the time. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. If you watch this to the end, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, like, whatever help me out. And, we'll go from there. So in the end, let me know what you think. Do you think Bay Area home prices are just going to rebound and go back up? Right? Maybe low interest rates will help them. I do think it's all about jobs and wages. I think we've kind of crossed that chasm. And I think, I just couldn't believe that number, 14.2% job openings down. So that's scary, right? So let me know what you think. Have a wonderful day. I got lots of presentations or recordings to put together as I was traveling the last couple of weeks, and I tried to focus on creating them versus freaking out while I was flying. So we will do that throughout the day in the next week or so. Have a great day. Take care.